And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at a small game from Minion Games called Sun, Moon, and Stars, which is a game about, shockingly, the sun, the moon, and the stars. This is what we would call a micro game. It takes 20 to 30 minutes, and that's not because the game is that short, it's because they're making you play the game that many times. Really, the actual gameplay here takes like 2-3 minutes. This is what we would call a micro game. Love Letter from AEG brought forth the craze of micro games, where people attempt to make a game out of as few cards as possible. Love Letter succeeded, does this one. Okay, so each player is going to start with a secret role. The wolf, the owl, the deer, or the serpent. So basically, to win as the wolf, you need to have the moon and stars in front of you. To win as the owl, you need to have the sun and the moon. To win as the deer, you need to have the sun and stars. To win as a serpent, you need to, if anyone has all three, or if no one else wins by the end of the game. These are randomly given out. One player goes first. That player gets nothing in front of them, and then the dealer will place the other three in front of the players who don't go first. Everyone has a card to start with, and on your turn you'll draw another card, and you have two cards, and you'll pick one of these cards to play. Now most of the cards say something like this: stars move on. That means I can move the stars 1 or 2 spots in a clockwise manner, so I might move them 2, all right, which hopefully doesn't let this person win. Whew. That's stars and sun. That means they'll win on their turn or any time. I gotta be really careful about setting someone else up to win, especially since I know that any 2 in a spot can make someone win. So maybe I would move it here, the moon and stars, and that would not make that person win. But that can make somebody win. So when you do move on, you'll move something 1 or 2 spaces. Here, stars move to the sun, and then the sun moves on. So I might move it just 1 space this time instead of 2. So most of the cards are like that. Sun moves on, moon moves to stars, stars moves on. There's also exchange all one has for all another has. So you take everything that's in front of one person and put it in front of someone else and reverse them. You can even do that with nothing comes over here. If there's 2 cards and nothing, both cards come here, nothing goes somewhere else. And then the last one here is serpent speaking. 2 players exchange roles, so you just pick 2 people to have them switch their roles. If the deck runs out before anyone wins, the serpent wins. Otherwise, someone else is going to win. And that's 1 round. The first person to win 3 rounds is the winner of the game. I mean, I get what they're trying to do. Okay, I didn't play this game and be like, I hate it. Because I didn't. But neither did I like it. I was just like kind of watching the game be played. This whole draw 2 cards and play one of them. First of all, let's try to progress about that. I'm not impressed that someone can design a game with this few cards if the game itself isn't that interesting. Love Letter was an anomaly, really. This one here, pick one. I can move the moon or I can move the stars. Or in this case, I can move the moon or move the moon. And so I move it 1 or 2, but I don't know what everyone else has. Now you say, well, you can watch what other people do and figure it out. But you really can't, because they're limited by the cards in their hand. It's pretty short as everything. The game's pretty short, so someone could win on turn 1. Someone could win at the end. And there's that one card in here, which I want to rip up, honestly, and this is the one time where I did, and that's 2 players exchange roles. Really? I mean, if any player has that card that can exchange roles, that pretty much means everything you're doing, any kind of setup you're doing, is moot, because it could be switched at any point, and someone could instantly win or not. There's too much guesswork in this game. There's not any kind of bluffing. You play a card and you're like, can I win? No. So I will try not to let anyone else win either. Probably not put 2 together ever, if possible. And because of that, what can I say? There's nothing here. It's an activity. There's not really a game you play. Someone's like, I won. How did you win? I don't know. Yeah, pass. Did I just play a game?
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool Stuff in stock. Check them out at coolstuffinc.com.
Shut the door!